Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Now I'm going to check out some cool bands today. We've got two new bands to check out. One-man bands. You know I absolutely love one-man bands. And these guys are making some electronic style metal. One guy calls himself Nintendocore. The other guy calls himself progressive. But I do think Nintendocore is a progressive genre. When you hear the melodies and the kind of scales and stuff that they use in there, sounds very progressive in my opinion. So they've got a lot in common, and they're both one-man bands, so it's going to go very nicely. Now, the reason we've got this stuff on the channel is because the first guy, he made a priority submission, wanted to get on the channel. It says this is an introduction to the NCU, which is a fantasy concept that currently spans 7 albums by multiple bands, which is pretty cool. So I had a look on his Bandcamp here. Let me just get this up. He's got tons of stuff on his Bandcamp, so he's obviously been really busy as well. So if you like this kind of stuff, there's a ton out here for you to check out as well, which is really cool. This guy goes by the name of Unicorn Hole, which is a name, and this one is called Which One? Let's give it a spin. Sounds cool. Definitely got a progressive edge to it. Some good electronic sounds. Lots of changes. Cool.
Like night and day. Like we hate from within both fists. The chimps that bring their powers to exist. So these girls such powers. Your critic sins gets free. Right as a friends and wrong. Yes, can voice reloaded. The move is well locked down. Let's get sold energy. Nearly falling consumed. Something has got to give. The scale must turn down. Let's say up, well done, give. You close off the friendly feud. I have got money writing on this. From something else, how rude. Lots of it's a waste. Can't say, let's say the queen. I nearly had you too. Gail says, I'm quite impressed.
Cool lyrics.
Quickly read. Are you
Sick. Man, I really enjoyed this to bits. I thought it was super dope. There was so much to listen to. I just want to double check, see if he's worked with anyone else on this one. I'm not too sure about that or not. NCU is a sprawling fantasy saga told over the course of several albums by various artists. You can find chapter 1 here. It's got a bunch of links, so you can kind of follow that along. But yeah, it seems to be all by the same guy. Man, this guy, and we remind ourselves, you know, he's got this many albums, so he's been busy and doing a lot of work. But I appreciate that from him. This guy has really got a lot of ideas and he's pulling them together really nicely and mixing it and kind of making it sound really cool as well. We've had quite a few Nintendocore over the years now, artists on of various different styles, kind of some really aggressive stuff and then this more proggy stuff as well. And I'll say this guy I've probably enjoyed the most so far because it had a great sound to it. He used loads of different electronic sounds. What we have found in the past with some of these artists is they kind of pick 2 or 3 electronic sounds, and then those are the sounds that you hear throughout the whole track, used in various different sections. This guy had a different electronic sound for each one of his different sections, and he had about 20 different sections. So there was loads of different electronic sounds to listen to, and they were all different as well. Some kind of fluttering ones, some buzzy, bassy ones, more atmospheric-y ones, more lead and kind of synth ones, which sounded really great. I really like the solo section in there as well on the keyboard. You can tell he's a great keyboard player as well as all the other instruments that he's put his hand to as well, because you know he had the bending and stuff on there, which is kind of high level keyboarding and stuff. Sounded really great. Reminded me a bit of what's his name, Ronald Jenkins or whatever his name is. Really cool, great keyboarding. So yeah, I thought the keyboarding in this one particular was really strong and was as strong as the guitars and the drums and everything else in there. So it really kind of was a solid part of the music and went really well. And because we got all those different sounds coming in and out of the mix, it was just really interesting to listen to as well. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it had loads of stuff going on. All the parts were executed well to a high standard, and it was mixed and mastered well to where it came across the ear with a really nice sound. It had a good bassy low end to it. The drums had a good punch, and then all that twiddling and whittling on the synth just sounded great to the ears. Really enjoyed it. So I won't mind getting on board with, what was it called? The NCU, and we'll get stuck in on the story on that as well. So keep sending over your stuff and we'll definitely give it a spin because we don't spin this stuff very often, but when we do, I enjoy it very much. Very cool. Right, the next guy we're going to check out is new to the channel as well. This is Keith McCoy. He's got a track for us called Tacky Boots and Technology. Now, this guy is more progressive based with his stuff, but I thought that last track was very progressive as well, and he's going to go nicely with this. He has got some special guests on this one, PJ O'Connell and Alan O'Connell, maybe they're brothers, who are on the lead and rhythm guitar as well on this one. So let's check it out. Get it on the screen. This is Keith McCoy with Tacky Boots and Technology. Cool. Yeah, if this was on a synth right now, that would be Nintendocore. Did the bass nicely. Cool, great tone. Bass sounds great. Nice layers of sound. Yeah. Sick. Yeah, man, the bass sounds so great in this mix. Yeah. On the E-kit. I did a great job of the drums in this track. Just a great job of everything. I enjoyed that so much again. Both these bands today I've really, really enjoyed. I think they've done an absolute superb job of bringing electronic edges, Nintendocore edges, and progressive metal together. I think they've done an absolute great job. And both these guys, if they played a gig together, yeah, I'm sure the crowd would love both of them. And I think as well for this one, I was thinking, man, I didn't realize this was an instrumental track when I lined it up. But this one did not need a vocal whatsoever. You could have kind of shoehorned one in there if you just wanted to. But man, this one really sounded great as an instrumental. There was always something to listen to, whether it was something going on in the drums, something cool with the lead guitar. There was a real offbeat to it as well, kept catching you out if you're trying to, you know, mosh to it and beat to it, which was really cool. I like that when it catches you off guard and you got to kind of swap your nod about and stuff to get in with the groove again. It's cool, it catches you off guard, just shows that it's high level music. It's, you know, it gets better the more times you listen to this kind of music because then you expect the different groove changes. But I always like it when I'm kind of checking out a band and they catch me off guard with a groove change, because you just think, yeah, they're thinking about their music. They did that on purpose. It wasn't a mistake, and you can tell all the guys that we've checked out today. There was, you know, some extra guys in that one, but really high level musicians as well. The bass sounded so great in that, which I guess Keith must have done himself, and they did the mix himself as well. And the mix was so great. The guitars really panned out wide, so they sat round the sides. The bass was nice and in the middle and kind of low. The lead sat above it, so it was a really 3D stereoed mix. He did a great job of it, and I can just tell, you know, both these artists are thinking about their music. You've got it as a one-man band, but you know, they're really putting their mind to their music, that they're not just kind of picking the first sound that comes out the synth or something like that. They're crafting their synthy tones, they're crafting their guitar tones as well, and doing a lot of stuff on the drums as well to keep it progressive and just going more in depth than your standard kind of, you know, just casual music makers. These guys are really thinking about it a lot. I'd love to see it. Very, very nice. So there's two dope one-man bands for us to get on board with as a channel. You know I love one-man bands, and when they come through with quality like this, these guys don't sound like bedroom bands, in my opinion. This is high-quality sounding music, really comes across the ears nicely. When you know that's been done by someone probably in their bedroom, on their own, doing it all themselves, I just absolutely friggin' love it. It gives it an extra level of kind of impressiveness. So, hope that both these artists are going to keep sending over their music to us so we can keep listening to it again. And I'll probably, if they did send it over in a similar time frame, I'd hopefully put these guys both again on the same day, because I think they've gone back to back. Very, very cool. Proggy, synthy, Nintendocore, and just sounding really cool. Twiddly widdly. Yeah, love it. Hope you're having a good day today, guys. We'll see you around tomorrow. Cheers. Bye.